The orderly, Blue, played by Oscar Isaac, takes Pigtails, or as the movie calls her, Baby Doll, to the theater, a room where patients act out their trauma with resident therapist Dr. Gorski in front of other patients. And it's here that they can let the pain go, let the hurt go, let the guilt go. After all, the world you control, that place can be as real as any pain.
Hashtag go ahead and dissociate. No need to face real life.
Well, funny you should say that, because that world that she goes to in her mind is apparently a brothel owned by a mobster that is also played by Blue, the orderly, played by Oscar Isaac. Mm-hmm. And I think this is the kind of therapist I need to find, because if every week I could do a one-man show about my childhood trauma, like my parents making me go on Weight Watchers or pissing my pants in middle school, I would take that shit to Broadway.
Honestly, I do think that maybe you should workshop. Like, you know how they'll release a novel that's just like a series of essays? Maybe you should release a one-man show that's just a series of one act of all of your traumas. I would see that.
That's good.
I would see it. I would be seated in that theater.
That would be a good idea. I started writing a book of essays about my life, and the only one I wrote was about bullying Deborah. The chapter is called I Thought You Loved Jesus. Now, if you retreated into a fantasy world and disassociated, what would it be? I'll go first because I ask questions to answer them.
Sure.
Mine would either be Candyland or it would be a 90s sitcom, like complete with a wall missing of my house and a live studio audience.
That's chilling. That answer is haunting. Oh my God. Okay. Well, I was just going to say the usual. Like, number one, it would be a universe where this movie doesn't exist, but probably where I go anyway. Whenever I'm imagining like you and I making it big, doing a live show. I imagine us on stage, like people laughing and cheering. It would just be like my delusions of grandeur, but like more specific.
Oh, okay.
But I don't imagine things in my mind. I realized this about myself. Like, when you picture something, can you picture it? Close your eyes and picture an apple. Can you see an apple in your head?
No.
Me either.
But do you never see visions
Never.
in your head? Oh, so when it's not by choice, I do. Like, let's say the movie opened with like a really gross murder and I couldn't get it out of my head. That I see over and over. But like, if I want to not think about it, I can't be like, think of Candyland, because it won't come up.
Oh, okay. Well, that's troubling. But yeah, I don't have an inner monologue and I can't picture things.
So what goes on up there?
It's just tumbleweeds. Just tumbleweeds going right across. People think I'm being facetious when I say I don't have thoughts, it's just vibes. I'm just going through life, just vibes.
I truly can't understand that. And I know you're not alone, because that's like the big thing now, people talking about how they don't have an inner monologue. But like, I was awake all last night. I couldn't sleep because it was only like people talking in my head.
People?
Like, yeah, not like different voices, but like all different thoughts, as if I was in a crowded auditorium.
Okay.
But I heard it.
Well,
not as if they were next to me.
I understand.
In my head.
Yeah. I understand. I don't understand firsthand, but like that's how my brother is.
So when you have anxiety or like you're overwhelmed or whatever, what goes on up there?
When I have anxiety, it's like physical. Like I physically feel anxious. So it's like my chest feels tight, my breath, I feel overwhelmed, and it's a feeling of overwhelm. Like it's a feeling of like, I don't know what to do next because the vibes are bad. Again, I'm just going off vibes. And if the vibes are bad, it's hard to be on the straight and narrow. You start building doors.